Hey guys, welcome back. This is going to be part 3 of the Stargate and Tetris build here. I have the cabinets over on the other side. This is nowhere near as bad as it was on the opposite side. And then I need to sand this down. So what I'm going to do is do most of this off camera. I'm going to do exactly what I did on the other side. Grind that down so I can put the fiberglass in there. I'm going to put some fiberglass on the bottom of that. And then just do the body work just like I did the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll come back and show you guys what it's looking like. Okay, I'd say about 95% of the body work's done. I got my last coat on the lower front here and a couple little spots here and there, but everything's sanded down, ready for primer. It's 8:30 at night. I'm done. I'll finish this video in the morning. I'll sand down those last couple spots, and then we will get these in primer. And then they're going to sit for a little bit while I work on a pickup truck that I'm painting starting this weekend. I'm starting to paint the shell of it. So if anybody's interested in that, you can subscribe to my other channel. That would be awesome, which is Troy's Restoration 2.0. I'm going to be doing a satin gunmetal gray paint job. So, and these cabinets are both a hair different, and it's kind of weird. So basically, this is my cabinet. This has an MDF front. It has these blocks here for the marquee, okay? This cabinet does not have blocks for a marquee. I don't think they've been taken off either because I don't see any evidence of nail holes. I see where the metal plate gets screwed in for the bottom speaker grill. And that's an MDF front. This is a plywood front. Now, I did find the serial numbers on these cabinets. They're supposed to be on the front, and they're also on the back. So on the back here, this is 535396. On mine, it's definitely a later model or a later serial number. It is 554839. So this is definitely a couple thousand cabinets later than that one over there. So my guess is, maybe they just started using other material that they had to make more cabinets. I mean, that's just my guess, but I don't know. But anyways, we'll finish this video up in the morning, and then I'll post it Saturday. I need to cut a little piece of plywood for the back of that coin cabinet thing too, and I'll probably show you that before I primer it. So, all right, I will finish this in the morning, and I'll see you guys later. Okay, both cabinets are all sanded down. The front's done. I am working on right now fixing the back of the coin door box, and somebody had put a hole in the top of it. So in there, I just put some fiberglass down, and I'm gonna put a little bit of Bondo down, but I'm gonna cut a piece of wood and get it stapled onto the back of that, and then I'll finish up the body work on there, and then these are ready to go in the spray booth and get primered. Probably gonna end up having to primer both cabinets twice, which is fine, whatever. It's not a big deal. It's really, really hard to tell if I've gotten all the nicks because, with some of this black paint still left on there, that feels like it could be a little nick right there and there, but primer is also going to take care of quite a bit of that. So not going to worry about it. If I get a primer the second time, not a big deal. So I'm going to go ahead and get that back door cut out, or the back of the coin box cut out for that one cabinet, and we will get these in there. We'll get them primered. I'll show you all the stuff I'm using to get it in primer. And then these will be sitting for a few days. There will not be a video on Sunday because I'm working on a pickup truck on my other channel. So I will be back shortly and we'll get these things primered. Okay, everything's blown off and wiped off, ready for primer. Here's the back of this box that I fixed. So that's all fixed now. It's got a new back on. I fixed the plywood that was all shredded on the top. So now we are ready to get some good coats of primer on the sides of these cabinets in the front. I'm going to only put like 2 light coats on the top, a little bit on the back. I'm not going to go crazy with that right now because we're going to be primering again. So I'm going to go get ready to mix up primer and I'll be back. Okay, let me show you what I use for primer. I show it on every video that I do primer, just in case somebody is new to the channel and hasn't seen it. But I use the Summit Racing. It's a 2K urethane primer. This is the part number for it. It's a 4-to-1 mix, and I add 20% reducer. This is the hardener for it. I'm using a medium hardener. You can get slow, medium, or fast. I'm using medium in this case. And then this is their reducer that they use. So like I said, it's 4 parts primer, 1 part activator, and I add 20% reducer just to thin it out a little bit because this stuff is pretty thick. You got to stir it really well. But we're going to mix it up. I'm going to show you the first coat. I'll spray the first coat on, and then I'll come back after I'm done with all the primering. Show you what it looks like. I'm not going to show you all 3 coats being painted because it's just kind of a waste of time. So it always goes primer, hardener, reducer last. So I'm going to get this all stirred up really good, and we will go out there and get the first coat on. I did wipe the cabinet down. I used a wax and grease remover that I use for automotive, but you can also use this spray away glass cleaner. This will totally work to wipe your cabinet down before you paint. I wouldn't recommend anything other than that or a wax and grease remover made for automotive paint if you're using automotive paint. But the spray away you can use for any kind of paint you're going to be putting on the cabinet. So let me get this stirred up really well, and we'll go out there and get the first coat of primer on. Definitely have some spots I've missed. Some little nick right here. You know, there's a couple spots here and there. On this cabinet especially, you can see how the wood is pretty, not splintered, but it's got a lot of cracking, like it dried over the years. But we'll get that filled in. We'll sand it all down. We'll get any of the little spots that I don't feel are going to cover on the next primering. We'll get it covered up. So let me get 2 more coats of primer on these, and we'll see what they look like. All right, let's take a look at it. I ended up putting 4 coats on the front and sides and 2 on the top and back. So you can see I got little imperfections here. We'll fill that in before we start sanding. These filled in quite a bit, so most of that's going to sand out, but I'll probably go over it with a little bit of that glazing putty just to be on the safe side. And apparently I got a bug in the spray booth. They're looking pretty darn good, actually. I'm impressed. I'm happy. They look a lot better than I thought they were going to look when I first started primering them. Obviously, I got some nicks to fill in here and there. We'll fill those in before we sand the primer, so that once the primer is sanded, we can put a couple more coats of primer on. After that, it'll just need 1 more quick sanding, and these will be ready for paint. That's my cabinet over here, and this is a tetris. I'm sorry, this is going to be the tetris, and this is going to be the Stargate. Now I did get a little primer on these tubes because I forgot to cover them, but I'm going to take some lacquer thinner and wipe them off, and then I'll take it off, and I'll make sure that I cover them before I paint, because I don't want black paint on those tubes. So all right guys, well that's going to end. This is part 3, I believe, of the Stargate slash Tetris restore. We're getting there. Won't be long. Probably next weekend we'll be doing the paint on them, stencils and stuff like that. Probably won't have a video for a day or 2, at least on this stuff. I might work in the basement a little bit because I'm working on a pickup truck. I'm going to have that in the spray booth. It's going to be in the way, so I'm not going to be able to work on these arcade cabinets for a few days. But I have a ton of stuff I need to do in the basement. Still have to start putting together Paperboy. I ordered a chip for the interconnect board for Sinistar. I was talking to Arcade Jason about it the other night when I was over his house, and he told me what chip he thinks is the problem. So what happens is when you coin up a game in Sinistar, the chip automatically starts flying upwards on its own. So if you grab the joystick, you can pull down on it and it will start coming down. He says more than likely it's this one chip on that little board. So I ordered one of those chips from Marco's Specialties. They sell a bunch of pinball machine parts, and they had that chip. So I ordered it from them. Should be here Monday or Tuesday, I think. So we can put that on. I should have the battery for pole position in the next few days, and we'll get that in, and that'll be done with that game. I also want to take my Silver Strike bowling out of that cabinet and install it into my bags cabinet, so I have both games in one cabinet. I did buy another switcher kit, so I have another switcher kit to move them into that cabinet. I made a video a while ago doing it with my Golden Tee and Power Putt. Now I'm going to make a video of me doing it with the bags and the lawn darts. I'm sorry, the bags, lawn darts, and Silver Strike bowling. The bags and lawn darts are on the same computer. Silver Strike bowling is a different computer. So we're going to get those put into there because I want to take that Silver Strike cabinet and turn that into a PGA World Tour cabinet. I have the computer, I have all the parts for that. I think there's like 20 some courses on there. So I want to put that in that cabinet, and we're going to reuse the original control panel that I took off of a PGA Tour cabinet. It's going to just about fit. We're going to have to cut it down on the sides a little bit, and I'm going to have to make some sort of blocks in the corner, but I'll show you guys that when I get to that project. But it'll be nice to have that PGA Tour in the basement as well, because we play a lot of golf, and it'll be nice to be able to switch from Golden Tee to PGA Tour here and there. So all right guys, well that's going to end this video. They're in good shape, they're solid, there's no more rot or wood falling apart on them, so we're heading in the right direction. So if you guys are liking what you see, please like, subscribe, share, hit the thumbs up. Any questions or comments, feel free to ask. Other than that, I will see you guys later. Thanks.